Hey trainers, Professor Pokemon here, aka Alakaham, here to bring you some more Pokemon video magic. And today's showcase is designed to give you an idea of the teams that have been working out pretty well for me in the Retro Cup. Remember, you cannot use Fairy, Steel, or Dark types in the Retro Cup, so I have put together some teams that I think take advantage of those possibilities, and I just run through 5 different teams in a single set for this video so you can see kind of what worked and what didn't work, and I hope it will be helpful for you. I hope that you're having fun in the Retro Cup as well. Another thing that I wanted to start doing in this video is to maybe lean in to my Professor Pokemon moniker a little bit more and do some Pokemon trivia challenges. So the first question that I have for y'all is, do you know which Pokemon is based on a Japanese bathroom ghost? A Japanese bathroom ghost. If you think you know the answer, great. If you're curious to find out more, either way, stay tuned to the end of the video to find out which Pokemon fits that description. I hope you enjoy the battles. So I decided to showcase several Retro Cup teams that I've been using, the ones that have worked out the best for me so far, and I think this is a pretty good set to demonstrate. So I have Hypno on the lead, and I come across Kingdra here, which is a dragon type. Dragon types are really popular in this particular meta. I was definitely going to outpace that Kingdra, so they swapped out into their Lickitung. So I brought in Barbaracle, which is my Pokemon that has access to fighting type moves. Definitely wanted to shield this up because Lickitung is going to have access to grass type moves like Power Whip, which is not going to be great. But the thing about Lickitung is that even though it is tanky and bulky, it is fairly slow. And so that means I had the opportunity to reach several more charge moves. So having a fighting type on hand is pretty good. I suspect that they were close to their charge move, which is why they blocked that. But, you know, they didn't quite make it there. That's unfortunate for them, but I'm glad for me. And we didn't quite make it to our Stone Edge. Again, that's okay because we had Hypno loaded. They did do a sack swap here onto their Frostlass. And I should be switching out here. Okay, yeah, I was trying to catch the charge move, which fortunately I did. Hopefully this is Shadow Ball. It wasn't, it was Avalanche. So Shadow Ball is actually resisted by Snorlax, which means it's a really good counter to something like Frostlass. But here I did not want to take another Avalanche. I needed to preserve some health on Snorlax in order to farm down using Lick. But they still have their shield, so and quite a bit of health on that Kingdra. I need to try and get the last shield with this Body Slam. We'll see. Do not get the shield. Okay, well, but they are in the red, so one confusion should do it. If this is Octazooka, we're good. If it's Outrage... Okay, so it is an Octazooka, and one confusion is able to finally defeat that Kingdra. So putting a Psychic type on the lead and then having some other things to handle other popular meta-type players in the back is pretty good. Having a normal type to resist ghosts is certainly recommendable here, and having a fighting type to counter those normal types is certainly recommended here as well. So anything with Psychic or Ghost type moves is going to be helpful against other Ghost users, such as Frostlass, that are going to be really popular, and then backing those up with other counters to the popular meta players is kind of the strategy that I was going for here. Okay, I have another team, this time using my newly updated Shadow Hypno, and I didn't have the moveset that I wanted in this particular match. I ended up getting Shadow Ball in place of Future Sight later. But in any case, I felt pretty okay about this matchup. Medicham is going to take neutral damage from those confusions, and Hypno could resist at least one power-up punch there. And I have built up to almost 2 Thunder Punches, so we'll see if we can punch out the Swami here. Okay, well, didn't quite. That Shadow Thunder Punch didn't do quite as much as what I wanted it to. I am not ashamed to say that I was a little disappointed there. but that's all right. So here we have an XL Lickitung. So in the last match, I think that was a standard Lickitung based on the CP. I don't think it was XL'd. They do lick us down, so I need to come in with something that's going to resist the potential Vine Whips. So that's going to be my Dragon type here, Altaria. They do have us at a bit of a disadvantage because their Lickitung is going to be able to do a lot of neutral damage with those body slams, and they have 2 shields, so we are in an iffy situation. Their last Pokemon has 2 shields, and it is an Altaria. So that's generally good for us because we have Frostlass and Ice type in the back here, but there's no way we are going to get to 3 charge moves before they get to another one. So the strategy is just to farm down, and we're really, really close. They're in the red, but okay, even though Frostlass is glassy, she can survive a sky attack. So we're able to pull it off one more time and farm down using those powdered snow attacks. Okay, this was another fun team that I built. I think this is the Double Dragon team. Yep, okay, so I have Dragonair on the lead with Dragon Breath and Aqua Tail, and then I have another Dragon type in the back, Altaria. And basically the only stuff that I'm going to have to look out for is going to be the Ice types there. So I have Metacham to deal with Ice types when I come across them. So in this case, Dragonair is more or less just to kind of get shields at the beginning and or draw out the Ice-type Pokemon. And we draw out a Galvantula. I go ahead and go for Ice Punch, but what I need to do is swap out to Altaria. Yep, and Altaria can tank whatever this Galvantula is going to throw. Okay, it was a lunge, which reduces our attack. That's not great, but it could certainly be worse. And then I'll probably shield the discharge. Yeah, electric type attacks do quite a bit of neutral damage to Altaria, but we are able to just farm down there, and now we have loaded energy. This should be a Weather Ball, which we can survive. Yep, not too bad. And again, we can just kind of farm down on the Politoed. Dragon Breath does a lot of damage, and they switch out to something using Shadow Claw. It is a Mew. Dragon Breath really covers up the other Pokemon, so sometimes it's difficult to tell what's been swapped in. Our challenge here is that Mew can do super effective damage to Metacham, so that's not great. Can we farm down? We do farm down. And now we just have to finish off the Politoed. Power-Up Punch should be enough. It's a small attack, but they're in the red, so there we go. Our Swami takes out the little swirly frog there. So far, so good. Double Dragon has been really strong. Usually people have 1 ice type, but it's rare to see 2 ice types. So if you can bait an ice type at the beginning and then swap into a fighting type, you're very likely to do well here. So for this team, I decided to start with my ice type, but we hit a fighting type on the lead, so that's not amazing. It was kind of iffy to swap into Altaria because Rock Slide, especially Shadow Rock Slide, would be absolutely devastating. But they did swap out of the match. I decided to go ahead and launch a Sky Attack against this Marowak so that we could start chipping damage. I am low on shields now, and I am going to be taking neutral damage from these Ghost-type attacks, so I'm just kind of hoping that I can farm down, and don't quite get there. I didn't want to let that energy go to waste, so I shielded, but retrospectively I probably should not have shielded. I should have just come in with Snorlax and farmed down with Lick. Trying to get that extra farm there would have probably been a lot more valuable. Okay, so this doesn't seem too bad. Serperior is weak to Ice-type attacks, and Serperior is also weak to flying type attacks. The problem here is that Frostlass is really going to take a lot of damage from the Machamp. And they are out of shields now, so that puts us in a little bit better position. But wow, with one more tap, we could have got to that Avalanche, and that would have closed out the game. Frenzy Plant is really, really powerful. That is an enormous attack. So Frenzy Plant can be difficult to tank. We don't do quite enough damage with that Body Slam, so they do get to a Frenzy Plant. That does so much damage to Snorlax. Almost nothing can tank half of Snorlax's health right at the beginning. But they get to a second Frenzy Plant, and there's just nothing to be done. So definitely a good game to my opponent there. That was really close. I had them in the red, but they managed their energy really well, so that was great. Okay, coming into a positive lead here, I think Jellicent is really strong in this meta as well because it has access to both Ghost and Ice-type moves. Here I swapped over to Barbaracle because Zangoose is a normal type and will take super effective damage from those cross chops, and we're going to outpace them. So I don't mind using a shield here at the start because we are definitely going to outpace. Or maybe we won't. Oh, they were ahead on energy, right? They got several Shadow Claws in before Barbaracle came out, so that's all right. We can take at least one Night Slash, but they are going to have real problems with these cross chops. And we are able to farm down with Fury Cutters, and then Hypno comes back in. Didn't think I was going to make it to a Stone Edge, so, you know, had to throw the cross chop. Thought maybe I would get a shield. Didn't work out that way, but that's fine. But now we're in a much better position because they're, you know, with the exception of a possible Focus Blast, which is very, very rare, nothing this Hypno throws at Licky Licky is going to do any kind of serious damage to the Pokemon. Licky Licky is really fun in this particular meta. This is actually my most successful team that I've had so far, the one that you're watching right now, and it's because Licky Licky is so stupidly tanky. Not as tanky as XL Lickitung, but I don't have an XL Lickitung, so Licky Licky is, I think, preferable to Snorlax in this meta just because it's a little more thick. So I've had some more success with Licky Licky than I've had with Snorlax or Shadow Snorlax, even though both of those are good choices and they are pretty fun. My Licky Licky is just super thick. In any case, having the double Ghost type capabilities worked out for us there. Jellicent is really strong in the Retro Cup, so I think Jellicent's a really good pick there. Well, I hope you've enjoyed seeing the teams that worked out well for me and that you're enjoying the Retro Cup. I've been enjoying the battle set from the Retro Cup, and I asked a question at the beginning of the video. Do you know which Pokemon is based on a Japanese bathroom ghost? The answer is Lickitung and its evolution Licky Licky, which was featured in the battle videos today. Lickitung and Licky Licky are based on a myth of these phantom figures who show up in bathrooms and kind of clean things up. And it's sort of gross, but that's what their long tongue is for. So I hope you've enjoyed having a little bit of Pokemon trivia included in these videos, and I would like to continue producing some trivia sets along with the videos as well. I think that will be nice and fun, so we can look forward to some more battle sets with some more Pokemon trivia coming up in future videos soon. Thanks for tuning in, trainers.